I've driven stick since I was like 15.
Oh, okay,
all my cars were stick.
In the text message, you're like, I've never driven stick. I'm like, he has that. I swear you drove your friend's M4.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
did like
you can say my name. It's totally fine. There's no camera on the speed though, right?
No. Hey guys, this is my neighbor Eugene. He's gonna do a non-owner review of the STI. So, welcome Eugene.
Thank you, Jonathan. What's up, you guys? How you doing?
So I'm gonna ask him about 10 questions about the car, and then he's gonna drive it. We're on the freeway right now in the streets, and then a little canyon run, just up and down Little Tahunga in California. I'll give you a little moment to kind of drive the car a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So far, man, the sound is just amazing.
Well, it's not stock, so
yeah. So what are some of the upgrades that you've done to it?
The upgrades I've done is the intake, exhaust, the cob access port, the stage 1 tune, the shifter bushings. I don't know if you felt the shifter when you shift. It's kind of a little more firm when it gets into gear. It kind of locks in there.
Very firm. I noticed that right away when I got in the car. I was like, before I even started driving it, I put it in first. I wasn't sure if it was all the way in.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, that's in. And then I kind of ran through the gears before I started driving, and I realized that very short and very firm, like you said, very firm to get it in the gear. Like you know when it's in already.
Yeah, and the OEM, it comes with a short shifter. That was like in the package in the limited. It comes with all that stuff. So it's pretty good. Does the cob access port allow you to get a little more pressure out of the turbo, or is it just fine tunes the fuel? And yeah, just for the parts, the cob parts, it kind of just syncs up with them, and then it's like a stage 1 map. So instead of taking it to the shop, spending $500 on a tune, it's already got that stage 1 tune on there. Nice. And there's like a stage 2 tune on there as well, but I don't have the parts for that.
Nice. What about so it's about 20 pounds?
Stock it was 18.4, but then when I did the map, it kind of locks. Like if you floor it, it's like at 17 point. It kind of bounces around because it doesn't have the boost controller. So that's about 17.
Yeah, it's still really nice and steady, man. My IS 200T that I have, it's weird. Whenever you floor it on the freeway, the turbo goes up and down, up and down. It never stays consistent.
Flutters, yeah.
I hate it so much. I feel like a lot of power just gets lost and just eats fuel doing that.
And then we'll get off at Osborne. Sure. So I ask you a few questions first. How do you like the interior, exterior of the STI, inside, outside? What do you think of it?
The outside of the car is definitely really nice. It's got really nice fine lines. I actually appreciate the fact that this one doesn't have a wing.
I don't. Make it right. I like the big, obnoxious wing. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a big fan of a car just looking kind of stealth mode. But the interior, I'm not a big fan of like these plastic pieces. When you open the door feels very kind of very light, very flimsy. But then again, I mean, you're not buying this car for the aesthetics of it. You're buying this car for the purpose of driving it fast, having fun. So I think people who are going to purchase this vehicle, why not really consider the interior? But I mean, to me, it's a lot of plastic here, a little flimsy,
a little carbon,
little carbon,
plastic carbon. And then just go all the way up.
But the outside of the car, for sure, like the front end, the scoop, the back, it's got very fine lines. I think the brake calipers complement the rims really well. The black with the white STI logo looks very nice. And then I would say just the gauges and the way that things are set up, it's pretty easy to see, to get to. The big screen here is nice.
Yeah.
We haven't heard the sound system yet, but it's Harman Kardon, so
yeah, it's great. Yeah,
pretty sure it sounds good.
All right, we're live again. Have you been up this road?
I don't think so. Is there a gun range? A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have.
but it's fun. So since we're in the canyon, how do you like the ride quality of the car?
So it sticks really well. Definitely got a lot of power. The turn-in is a little bit delayed, I feel like. When you turn the wheel, it takes a car a quick second to settle in, but once it does, I mean, it sticks, and it starts understanding like what you're doing, what you want to do, and definitely allows you to do that. But just in a very initial bite, it takes a little bit to really.
There you go.
But I guess you just gotta ask it a little bit more of it.
Yeah, it just grips.
Yeah.
There's some bikers on this road.
And the gears are really nice. I mean, I feel like every time you downshift or upshift, it keeps you in that good power band. Too bad we have this motorcycle in front of us.
If the car was stock, what modifications or upgrades would you do to the car?
Huh, it's interesting. That's a great question.
Same upgrades this one has on it right now, or?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the upgrades that you've done so far. Like you said, intake, exhaust, the sound is great.
Yeah.
The first major upgrade, what I would do is I would definitely do the intake and the exhaust for the noise. But one of the first things that I'm already feeling that's a deficiency in this car, I would say, is the brakes. The brakes have this weird fade to them where a great initial bite, but then when you like really get on them, it just doesn't feel like the car is stopping.
Takes
like
a couple seconds, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It could be the tires. I know that the stock tires on this car are not, Pirelli Pilot Sports or any of the more like performance tires, but I feel like with a little bit more of some maybe better pads. I don't know. It's got Brembo brakes on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but something. Maybe I think the not the caliper, the disc. Maybe the disc itself could be a little bit more better.
Yeah, a lot of people say the fluid too, so because it kind of boils up really quick, especially on the track. So.
Oh yeah, it is so much fun. But when you're not using the brakes and you're not thinking about them, for sure, car runs great. And the other modification that I would probably do to it is maybe kind of stabilize the vehicle a little bit more on the back and then the front, like those little sway bars or stabilizer bars they put on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think that would take away that delayed little turn-in, because it's just a little bit. It just I don't know. It just needs to be a little more responsive from the instant that you move the wheel. It should already start.
Yeah, I put the strut bar on there, and that helped tremendously. Like from stock, surprisingly, I felt a difference with the strut bar, so that kind of helped just with the stabilizing the front. But yeah, the rear, when I have my WRX, it sways a little bit and kind of throws it. It's not really stiff.
Yeah.
This guy's like, wait, calm down. That's what he's saying. And then one more question here. Is there something that you wish that was different about the car?
So I used to be a Mitsubishi Evo owner. I had a 2011 MR, and I don't know if you remember, but that car came with the Recaro seats, stock. And
there's a nice hairpin right now. I would dump it in a second, and then
it just gripped more. I feel like with this car, I have to. I have to hold on to the steering wheel a little bit more than I would in my Evo. So I feel like a little upgrade on this seat would be nice.
Yeah. And this is where it the road, it's short. It used to be 9 miles there and then 9 miles back, but this is like, after this point, you got another 3 more, and it's tight. Like the canyon is super.
Do you know why they close it?
I don't know. It's been closed for so long now. I think since July last year. You know, to go reverse? Not that way. But you have to lift up the...
What? Okay.
This guy's going though. Fuck it.
Yeah, if I had my bike, I'd probably go too.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's
No,
up
not
there.
in a car. Can't hide a car. Plus my my little my bike, I would just go off-roading if anything, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot we had traction off.
Yeah, so...
This is pretty damn stable.
Yeah, because with the track mode off and the traction control, it kind of like, I don't really notice it, but it hesitates, like kind of, you know, the ABS system kind of locks up. But the tires, it takes once they heat up on the track, yeah, they're gone. You know, you're hearing the rubber make noise.
Yeah, I mean tires make a very big. It's the, you know, the rubber's the only piece on the road that's actually connecting your whole car to the road. So it's really important to have that good.
And there's just grips. Yeah, I love it. So what would you think you would use this car for? Daily driving, track, weekend car? If you had it. I use it for the weekend and track.
Yeah, I noticed that. You bought this car, it just chills in the garage Monday through Friday until I hear you coming back for the track, or you know, maybe just going for a little weekend ride. If I owned this car, not to, you know, please don't take it the wrong way, but this car needs a little more work to really have fun on the track. Definitely would use it for canyon runs. Very, very fun. Daily driver, very fun. But for a track car, I would say the WRX. That comes with a little less electronics, almost as powerful as the STI.
How are the brakes now? Having trouble with the third gear, right?
Yeah.
That's what sometimes that happens to me at the track. The third gear there's too much lift and movement in the transmission, so it doesn't so you're coming around a corner and you want to put in third, it's not going to work because the transmission is like
moving
over here, and it's not going to line up.
Yeah, that's what exactly that just happened right now, and then it was kind of messed everything up, but
that's alright.
Because then I'm like braking in the neutral, you know?
Yeah. Like kind of a blind corner, a blind hill.
But the sound, man, so beautiful. I could listen to this all day.
Yeah, you don't really need the sound system. Sometimes in traffic, but... So,
yeah, this third gear is kind of hard to get to.
Yeah.
I just missed it. It went to 5.
Yep. That's happened to me on the track, too. You come around the corner, you're like bogging out. So,
do you wear gloves on the track?
I did last time. That helped.
Yeah, I was noticing the same thing. I mean, this car's not mine, so obviously I'm a little bit nervous and I don't want to crash it, but when palms get sweaty, it's a little hard to hold the wheel.
Yeah.
Because you know how some even come with the suede. Yeah. Even if you're sweating, you still get the grip. So in this car on the track, definitely would want to wear some like Alpine Stars or something.
Yeah.
Some sort of gloves.
So as you're flooring it, how is the car's performance and power?
Incredible. It just keeps giving you more and more and more and more. It's great. It's great, and I love the feel on the pedal that you could really control. Like you could continuously go faster, but you have a lot of control over how much power and how quickly you want it to accelerate.
Yeah.
Which is pretty unique, and I really enjoy that about this car. You could give a little gas and get yourself out of a corner, or when you're going straight and you need that full power, it just opens up for you, and really nice, really nice. You definitely got to hold the wheel. Another canyon run?
Yeah, it does that like once in a while. Shut off.
Should we hop on the freeway here?
No, straight. Yeah, so go back the same way we came. What do you think about the running costs and reliability of the car?
Running costs and the reliability?
Yeah, like payments, gas, maintenance, and just breaking down. What do you think the reliability? It's got a warranty, but
I think this is a bulletproof car. Honestly, like the motor in these cars is I would say bulletproof. If you change your oil on time, if you upkeep this motor and do all the maintenance on it, this car will run you forever. I mean, you see STIs from the early 2000s are still on the roads and performing really well. I don't know about like other like transmission and stuff. I've never owned one, but if it's stick shift and you know how to drive it, and you don't burn your clutch up, and you just take care of it. When you are matching RPMs or when you're switching, if you're not like jerking the mounts and just being clean with the car, I think you have nothing to worry about. It's solid. I mean, even when in the canyons when we were messing around and switching hard, it's just it doesn't feel like anything's like loose or anything. Just really designed well.
Yeah, the STI has always been like the better transmission. Like I had the WRX and I blew that tranny, and then
it was stick shift as well.
Yeah, the 03. Yeah, but I was also had pretty much the max horsepower that transmission could have on there.
Yeah, no, this feels super solid. No, even when we're driving right now, I mean, there's barely any vibration in the stick itself. You can tell it's very, very solidly made.
So would you consider owning one in the future? I know you were looking to buy or trade in that Lexus.
Yeah, I am thinking of getting rid of my Lexus. I've owned since I've owned an Evo before. I mean, these are very similar cars, I would say. I wouldn't own one again because of how.
That's it, guys. See ya.
I'll tell you why. I would own one. I'm more into looking for things that slide around, that are just a little bit more, take a little more skill to tame. With the STI, it's just, this car will always do what you want it to do. It's extremely fun, but it's not one of those cars that's gonna allow you to like drift through the corner unless you have 500 horsepower to the wheels in this car. Right. And that's the only way I feel like in the STI you could really just turn this car into a rear-wheel drive vehicle on the track or on the canyons when you have that much power to the wheel.
Right.
So some of the things I'm considering would be like an M240 or even an M2. I mean, the difference between those cars isn't even that big. The values, the price of them is what changes, but the performance of the car, I feel like the M240 is just as much of a performer as an M2, and I feel like those cars will let you step the back out and just really let you kind of unleash the car, but you just really gotta know what you're doing with those vehicles.
Right.
Or M3, M4.
Yeah, a lot of buddies of mine have the M4. They love it.
Yeah. That's probably the level of where I'd want to see myself, but not to take anything away, no credit from this car whatsoever. I mean, if anything, this car will outlast, I think, an M3 and a M4 in the long run, and will be a lot less to maintain. And
right, yeah. This one I got for 41,000. You know, everything's brand new. The base STI with like different rims, and the wing is about 37, 36 new. So.
No, this one's nice. This is fully loaded, limited.
Very affordable. Yeah.
Very affordable, and they retain their value quite a bit. M cars, you know, you buy them, they depreciate so much in the first year. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But STIs always retain their value. I mean, you could even find some ones right now that are 05, 07, 08. They're still like 20 grand.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
You know, that's half. In 10 years, 15 years, or no, I'm sorry, 10, 12 years, the car depreciated half its value. If you know, that's incredible.
Yeah, I was looking at some when I wanted to get an STI again, and I was surprised the price point. I'm like, I'm just gonna get a new one because
it's worth it.
Yeah, because the old ones were like, you know, 30, 40,000 miles on them. 2006 for close to 30 grand. I'm like, buy a new one for 40, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can lease it and not put that many miles on it. So
one of the nicest things about it is just cruising it around. And normally, like, if you want to get into a spot or you want to get into somewhere, it'll allow you to just do that really quickly. Which is
you need to just drop it a gear, and it's hard with the automatic sometimes.
Yeah, very hard with that. I mean, even with some stick shift cars too, they just lack that initial bite. I mean, this is definitely a performer car, you know, top performer. Can let me borrow it on the weekend.
All right, so that was the non-owner review. I'm the actual owner. That was the driver for today, Eugene. He didn't kill me, so we made it back in one piece. Thank you, Eugene. So we'll post it up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. See you next time. Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan.